Hey, what's up, everybody? Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm just gonna give it. Hey, Matt. Hey, Deniz. I'm just gonna give it like 5 minutes at most, 2, 3 minutes maybe, just to get some people online, and then we'll start a live stream today. Today's gonna be a very, very good topic. Hope everyone's doing really well. That's where it is. I've been looking for this forever. This is my Bluetooth headset, and I can't see it behind my monitor, but I saw it on my camera behind this. I've been looking for it for like 2 weeks. Now I know. Oh, is there an echo? I don't think there's an echo. No, there can't be an echo, Matt Wilcox. My setup is perfect. I think it's just you. Is there an echo? Yeah, I don't think so. Using a pretty good setup. Not streaming from my mom's basement, Matt Wilcox. I'm streaming from my wife's office, not my mom's basement. I don't really care about the views, Raz. Yeah, I'm not really concerned. Crypto is it's a fine niche. If anybody is in crypto, they either like me or they don't like me. And they're either following me already or they're not. I think the majority of people in crypto in general have reached all of their peak following count for the service that they provided. And it's also a lot of energy to be on social media, to do TikTok, and I just, it's not really for me, right? All right, so let's just get started. I expect about 50 people on here as always. So welcome everybody. Hope you're all surviving, but you're definitely not thriving. Today is the Sunday weekly roundup, and it's March the 12th. Holy crap, it's March the 12th already. Just a few updates about myself. I'm going to Canada in June, to Montreal and in Winnipeg, to visit my family, and to party for a few days with my friends from Montreal. They're the best. People from Montreal, you guys are my favorite. If when I'm down there, I'll give you guys a shout. We're gonna go to a bunch of places like Joe Beef, Yoko Luna, and it's gonna be a really fun time. And then we're going to Paris for our honeymoon finally in June. And then when I come back for July, I'll be spending about a week to move, because Uraz and I, my wife, we got a summer house. She really wanted a summer house, so we got a new summer house. We'll only be there for 3 months. It's on the beach. It's 4,000 square feet. It's got a freaking gigantic pool, and we actually get the sun away from the city. So that's it. It's really important to take care of your mental health, and I'm going to talk about some of the steps that I personally take. So first of all, let's get right into Bitcoin and see how we're doing so far. So welcome everybody. I really appreciate you joining me today. And for those that don't know, if you look on the bottom, I've got my website here, bio.site/Philakone. It's got a bunch of live trading series for you guys to watch if you want to see me live trade that I've pre-recorded. It's got lots of tutorials for beginners. And of course, it's got my ultimate bull market strategy guide there if you're interested. I'll be having a sale on it soon where I let 5 people get it for 40% off. And there's access to my private Discord trading group in the link in the middle of the screen below there as well. Okay, so Bitcoin it's I gotta admit, okay, right off the hop, I have to tell you guys that I'm scared right now. And the reason why I'm scared is because this is not really the healthiest correction. And the reason why it's not a healthy correction is because you would ideally like to have, based off of the perspective of Elliott Wave, something very divisible, something easily countable, like especially in A, B, C. That would be great for the first wave, or for the B wave coming, or sorry, the second wave coming down. Or you would like to have some sort of triangle, perhaps. Not like that, but let me just draw it a little bit better. Maybe like a very differentiable diagonal like this. Okay? Something like that, where it's going to break to the upside, But right now, the way that it stands is it's impossible to count this. And anybody that says they can count it, I don't think that it's accurate. But the best way to count this right now, so Elliott wave, it's broken down into 5 fractals, as everybody knows, right? It's broken down. We see 5 here very clearly. And the reason we see 5 is because we know that based off of the rules of RSI, if wave 3 is the biggest and wave 5 is the second biggest, we know that the wave 5 will be much smaller in RSI than the wave 3. The definition of bearishly diverging is the next price point with a higher high, the RSI will continuously get lower. So we see here that it's lower. So we know that this is a wave 5 top. In fact, it probably reached not even the 618. Yeah, barely the 618. So wave 5 was small. A normal projection, okay, I'm going to talk to you guys about the normal projection of wave 3. A normal projection of wave 3 is at least a 1-to-1, and I would shoot for at least 1618. So we got a really large rally from between 1618 and 2618. What this means is of this particular wave here, it did 261.8% of this wave. So if I take this price point and multiplied it by 261 percentage-wise, you'll get that length. So that was a pretty big wave, which means that if the third wave is big, you can expect the fifth wave to be smaller because it did a 2618. For example, if wave 3 only did a 1618, you can probably expect the wave 5 to hit at least 618. Or if wave 3 even went higher than 2618, you would expect wave 5 to be probably smaller or even double topped. So this was the perfect structure. Therefore, I expected the perfect correction as well. But unfortunately, it didn't happen as planned. I'm down about, I think, 12,000 this month now. I expected one of two things to happen. I expected a correction to make a triangle like this, because if it did do something like that, that would have made, I mean, take a look, guys. Take a look right here. If it did something like that, it would have made by far the most perfect correction. So I would be stupid not to take this long. Not only that, the definition of a leading first wave diagonal is it's broken into threes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it made threes all around. That's why I longed it, and I lost. It was actually like 13,000 that I lost there. And then, of course, it didn't actually hold, so it broke to the downside. And because of that, I'd stopped myself out at 21.4. So the next thing I thought to myself was, okay, well, maybe it's going to channel, right? Maybe it's actually going to channel like this. Because you would agree with me that this is the next logical step. Assume parallelity. And then what ends up happening? It ends up breaking out of the channel by force. So because the diagonal didn't hold, and because the channel didn't hold, it's way more bearish than we thought. In fact, it ended up making a parabolic drop to the downside. A parabolic drop means that it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. So here we got a rally like that, right? Do you see how it's not as steep? And then the next one gets steeper, and then now it's like steeper, right? So now there's a possibility of us resisting here because, well, if you take a look at, for example, this channel, well, someone would argue that it's hit it multiple times already. Here, and actually 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is my prediction for Bitcoin. And I'm going to be very blunt about it too. And I'm going to stand by my ground. I predicted the 21,500 and I thought it was going to bounce there, but I did not predict this drop. So if you take a look back again here at the golden ratio, you see that this is 100% at the golden ratio. And after this, guys, I'm going to give you some awesome tips and tricks to stay motivated, to stay disciplined, to stay focused. So this way, during this crappy market, you know exactly what's up, why it's happening, and how you can keep your mindset straight and focused for the long run. Now, if you see the volume profiler, which is showing you the point of control, thank you before, by the way, for correcting me that it's the point of control. Point of center sounds better, doesn't it? Who decided to name it the point of control? I'd rather call it the point of center, where the volume is centered at that specific price point. So if you see here, the volume profiler says that the point of control is right at the golden ratio. So now you've got two strong major reasons, right? You see that right here is the center for the volume and the golden ratio. So my prediction is that I'm probably going to end up drawing it something like that, maybe. Like the best that I can. Like that. I'm going to probably predict that it's probably going to hit somewhere up there. And then we're just going to end up dropping to the downside. Somewhere in this area where these resistances meet. And then I would probably call this a wave by itself, okay? I don't know what this whole structure is. This one is impossible to count, and we know that. So let's just pretend that I skipped it and look for waves that are divisible by 5. Would you agree with me that this is a very possible count? So assume that this is an indifferentiable wave. Now look for the next 5 wave structure and always assume that the third wave has the biggest drop. Therefore, if the third wave is the biggest drop, the one before it must be wave 1, and there must be another wave coming down. So if this logic holds true, we're going to get a correction right here. Now keep in mind that trading is all about theorizing, right? You create these theories and then you see if it actually comes true. Some of them will come true, some of them will not come true. And if this one comes true, there could be a huge possible long opportunity coming up. And I'm very happy to dollar cost average here and add a substantial amount in the 6 figures to my long-term portfolio, because I believe that because of how this rallied, the 5 waves right here, it rallied. I believe that it could still be an impulse wave and holds true. Therefore, I want to take my risk at this specific price point where I believe that there's a massive chance for a bounce. And I think that it's a very low risk type area in terms of, hey, is it a good place to buy this for long term? Yeah, 19K and 14K, it's not that big of a difference when you factor in the risk of actually missing out entirely. So I just wanted to tell you guys my target is still standing here at the $19,000 range. Let me just have some water, guys. My throat's really dry today. You guys get me for about 10 more minutes. I've already taken my pre-workout. It's time for me to go exercise. You know, trading is like anything else that you do in your life. You put in these micro efforts. A small amount of effort that you put in every single day, and it eventually adds up to a massive skill set that you don't really notice it slowly over a few days, but you notice your skills improving, just like exercising. I've been on like a 3-week, like massive running, getting into shape kind of thing. And if you can apply your discipline in life to your areas of trading, or your discipline in trading to any area of life, you can be successful in anything that you do. It's just a matter of understanding that these small changes that you make, they add up to something big at the end of the day. That's why it's really important for you to develop, like the first thing that I would tell you guys is you got to have a trading plan, okay? Develop a trading plan that's going to outline your strategy, your risk, and especially your goals, and research on the topic. If you're not familiar with your strategy, your risk tolerance, and your goals, it's going to be very difficult for you to be successful long term. And some of the things that you can do is, well, to develop your strategy, you can look at a lot of different videos, you can try a lot of different things, you can document them as well, and this way you can develop some trading rules. For example, when you first started out trading, or when I first started out trading, I would literally buy every single time the moving average was above the 55 on the 5-minute time frame. And then I realized later, it's been sideways for the past 5 hours and I'm just losing money because it's going up and down the 55 EMA. So when you put in any idea, you finally find a fault in it. And once you find a fault in it, you might be like, okay, well, maybe I should only buy above the 55 EMA if it's volatile. And then it eliminates you from buying in a sideways motion. So it's just one example of how you develop something, but make sure you're being innovative. You're creating ideas, because some of the things that works for me, it may not work for you, right? Because we all have different personalities. We all have different pain and risk thresholds. So that's important to understand that our trading style is mainly developed based off of our personality and our individuality. So having these trading types of goals, it's gonna like having a goal long term. It can include things like your profits or your benchmark for success in general. So what are your goals for trading? Like, is it to make money? Is that your first goal? Well, if that's your first goal, right away, you're probably going to be set up for failure. Because if you ask yourself right now, am I profitable? Am I making $20, $30, $50,000 a month? Can I actually quit my job and do this full time and support my family and support myself and live a comfortable life? If the answer is no right now, then you got to redefine your goals, man. Because the goal should be to learn first of all. The people that go into the market trying to make as much money as they can, first of all, they get destroyed because they're trying to leverage higher. They're taking on unnecessary risk to grow that capital. And it's really difficult for an amateur trader to really understand that this is a slow process that's going to take months to years. And if you try to rush that process by making more money than you deserve to be making based off of the skills that you have right now, because the money that you're making should be proportional to the skills that you have. And if you don't have these skills, well, you're not going to make that type of income that you want. So regardless of your goal, the first step should not be to like make money, because you're just going to be humbled by the market and you don't want to take on unnecessary risk. You've all been there yourselves where you get liquidated because you would just, you don't know how to take your stop loss, that you don't know how to hit it yet. So that's where trading rules, it comes in. And you know what I'm going to do, guys? I just thought of it like literally right now on the spot. I'm going to create a gigantic mouse pad and I'm going to, as one of my first merch items, I'm seriously going to do this. I'm going to create like right now I got a cool mouse pad. You guys see it? It's gigantic, but I'm going to create like a Team Philakone mouse pad that's like a meter long, like 50 centimeters thick like this. So it sits on your desk and all of my trading rules will actually be on this mouse pad right over your mouse. The top 10 commandments of trading, for example. And there's going to be like small little tips and tricks. And your goal will be to look at this mouse pad every single time before you make a trade. And it's going to remind you of how to not be stupid. Basically, how to be disciplined. That's a great idea. Because I know some people have actually printed out or written down these rules of mine already. They keep it on their monitor or post it and they read it every time. Why not I just make a freaking mouse pad and I won't even make money off of it. I'll just sell it for cost just as a little fun. That's a great idea. I'm going to do that. Actually, I'll probably sell it for a $5 profit. This way I can donate it to the charity of your guys' choice, okay? So trading rules are so important. If you don't have any, trust me, it's the difference between like me and an amateur trader. It's the trading rules that we have. And these trading rules, it helps me stay very disciplined and it will help you be profitable long term. Because if you disobey and disregard and disrespect one of these trading rules, such as sticking to your stop loss, a very basic one, you know that breaking these rules will have major consequences. And the whole point of being disciplined is to actually stick to these rules of yours so they are minimized. The mistakes are minimized. They're not happening over and over again. And it's going to keep you safe, most importantly, and also profitable long term as well. And also set realistic goals. Like you can't just go into trading and expect to make like a lot of money at first and to replace your actual job. You can't do that. You got to be realistic and be like, all right, well, if it was that easy and I could be profitable in 6 months or a year, why doesn't every single person do it in the world? Every doctor would be doing it. Every lawyer would be doing it. Everybody from A to Z with a degree would be shooting up cryptocurrency. And you don't want to, have everybody come in and be successful just because they're smart. When you really do a deep analysis, like I run on the elliptical, I go on the elliptical for 45 minutes a day. I don't watch TV, man. I don't watch anything when I'm on the elliptical. You know what I do? I stay in my own mind because I can do a deep meditation when exercising. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks and I really think about the deep things about why are people successful in trading and why are there so many people that are getting liquidated out of the game. And the number one answer for people's success is their discipline. And keep in mind that discipline, it beats motivation any day. Some days, man, I don't want to wake up and work and make a video like this. What the heck do I get out of it? Nothing. Maybe like one Discord sign up. Ooh, you know what I mean? But the goal of doing this is because I stay disciplined, because it's what I have to do. Inspiration and motivation, it does not outbeat hard work and discipline. There are days where you don't want to get up, but you have to get up to go to the gym, to go to work, to look at the market, to make videos. And this discipline, it's going to carry throughout your entire life. And these types of people, the ones that can stay true to themselves, that make a promise to themselves, a commitment to themselves, and they won't break it. Those are the people that are very successful in trading. Has fucking nothing to do with your strategy, really. Any idiot from Jen to Bob can create a strategy that's successful. Any idiot can go on a technical analysis chart, make a prediction, and be right 80% of the times on paper. But when you actually factor in the emotional part of being disciplined and actually adding the human component to trading, that's where a lot of people fail. So if you're chasing money, your goals are not aligned with eventually accomplishing to be a successful trader. When I think about my profits or my losses, I don't even care about them. When I took a big loss of 12,000 last week, it was only 1% of my position size. It's trading like $1 million. That it's not the 12K that really bothered me. It was like me more so being disappointed in myself because I didn't see enough. I didn't do enough, right? So it was like an attack on myself, not the profits. Every time I make money, it's always a bonus, man. Like when I made $17,000 in that last trade that you guys saw, right? 17,600. You didn't even see me excited when I made the video. I was just like, bam, guys, another trade won. Because if you add emotions to your wins, it means you're going to add emotions to your losses as well. So understand that trading is a cycle and a consistent, like it's a lifestyle of being consistent and disciplined to yourself. So eliminate the worry of losses. They're going to come up. Pick yourself up and move on from it, because you will eventually be a successful trader if you stick to being a disciplined trader. Stick to your stop loss. Don't leverage, man. I'm telling you, every time you leverage, if you don't actually have that money, it's a part of you is dying. A part of you is regressing. So for example, when I leverage times 5 or times 10, I got the money right on my ledger in USDT. I can transfer it in a heartbeat. I just don't want to, because I'd rather keep it on my ledger to be safer, and I don't want to have as much on the exchange. Now that's all right. But if you actually don't have the money on the side in cash to leverage more, and you're leveraging times 5 or times 10 because you just want to make a little bit more money so you can have a bigger bankroll, so you can make more down the road, well, understand again that every time you leverage, honestly, a piece of you is like you're giving a piece of yourself to the devil, because you're going to get a taste of that leveraging. You're going to win a few times, 5-6 times in a row, but that one time that you lose, bam, there goes your account, and there goes your 6 profits that you've made. And it happens all the time. If you can prove to yourself that you could do something consistently for 30 days, that's where you're going to start developing yourself as a trader. For example, I told myself I wouldn't leverage when I first started trading, like after leveraging a lot. I'm not going to be dishonest about that. I eventually said to myself, all right, I'm going to go for 30 days, 1x only, and not even leverage once. Can I do that? Did it. And then I started to notice my performance improve. And then after that, I said to myself, okay, I'm only going to trade with $5,000, and I'm going to take my stop loss every time at where I defined it at the beginning of the trade. Oh, and before I enter the trade, I'll know exactly where my stop loss is, and I'll stick to it every time, and I'll stick to a position size of this much only. Do that for 30 days, right? And you're going to develop another set of skill as well. So what I'm saying is, sure, I can teach you guys all the technical analysis in the world and teach you all of my strategies. And my strategies are friggin' easy, man. It's so easy. Buy on EMA breaks, buy on breakouts, short the fifth wave. They're so freaking easy. A lot of people that have my discipline, they should be able to do it. But to get from, say, where you might be right now to where I am right now, there's a big gap in psychological, the mindset and the discipline and the focus, right? Sure, you might understand my strategies really well, but the mindset and the psychological aspect of trading is so different. So I would recommend to forget about the strategies and really focus on developing yourself so you can stay true. Okay, this was a really long speech already. Damn, I gotta go. I could have kept going on and on, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys at that, and I hope that this speech has really helped you in some way. Cause trust, like I'm a humble trader. I would say, I'm not cocky because like I'm confident. I came from being an alcoholic, guys, and a drug addict. Like you have no idea how much I used to party back in my days. I partied probably enough to like up my nose of like, of like at least a Lamborghini's worth, I would say. And I come from humble beginnings, right? My parents, they came from nothing. Started with $2,000 and I grew it to well over seven figures in like 6-7 years, right? And I'm on my way to over 10 million. And I think I'm doing something right where I'm trading like literally $1 million position sizes, right? So just take my word when I say that I'm just trying to help you guys. I want to see you guys succeed as well, because that's really important for me to know that I might help some of you, right? Maybe not all of you. Maybe like 5-10% of you might take this to heart and actually improve on it. But hey, at least I reached out to some people and it might help them and contribute to their success down the road. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining me. I'll just take a look at some questions that are related to technical analysis that I might be able to answer. No, Adrian Shaves, I am not scared to buy a 20K, man. Like, why would I be scared? That was the original plan. Like, that was the original plan to buy at $20,000. Well, not 20, 19,200. Okay, that was my original plan. I'm going to stick to it. I decided this like a month ago, and there's nothing that's going to scare me from adding to my long-term portfolio. Okay. What else? I'm just going to take a look. Hey, Jonathan T. I really appreciate that. It feels like Christmas every time you see my videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Is it only 140 days? Nah, it's longer than that. The halving is June next year, man. Bitcoin 2024 halving. It's more than 140 days, bro. It's gonna be like sometime in June. So that's like 400 days away. I think you're mistaken, Crypto Boy. Okay, so I'm just taking a looking at your guys' stuff. Sierra, how do I deal with the losing streak? Honestly, that's a really good question. And the way that I used to deal with it was taking breaks. Like walking away from the computer and just giving myself some time to recover mentally and to recover, well, just to review everything. I think that if you are on a losing streak, you got to remember that like your mindset is super screwed up. You're now in this mindset of, oh my God, I've lost and the pressure is on. And now I've got to have revenge to trade more, to win back more of my money. And you're scared. You're really scared of taking some chances because you've been burned so many times before. So the psychology of trading is the most important aspect. Like, for example, if I go on, like August last year, if you guys remember August last year, I went on a $350,000 win streak. And then I took that $100,000 loss, right? So in August, when I made that win streak of 350K, did you guys know that I didn't even take like maybe more than one or two long positions in a bull market? I kept shorting in the bull market. And then the reason I kept winning these trades is because I kept catching the top on the fifth waves on trend lines. So I kept using the same strategy over and over, and my confidence went through the roof. And then all of a sudden, I took a loss where I tried to do the same thing on Axis of $100,000 in 9 minutes. Confidence shattered. And during times like that, whether it's a win streak or your confidence is shattered, take a break, man. What I did was I went on a vacation with my wife for a week to Cappadocia. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm not trading anymore. It was devastating. So you want to walk away and recuperate your mindset. Let it reset. If you just jump back into trading, you're in the exact same mental spot as you were the last time you took a loss. So understanding how the mind and the psychology and your emotions are related to trading, it's going to help you make better decisions. The people that are always looking for the next strategy, like this strategy, there are some YouTubers that have like 2 million followers, subscribers, and all that they do is talk about strategy and strategy and strategy. Nobody talks about this kind of stuff that I talk about. because they're probably not even real traders. They're probably just YouTubers that like Google stuff and talk about strategies. But this stuff that I'm talking about, guys, it's gonna be the recipe for your success in the future. Trust me. It's not the strategies alone. It's the mindset and the discipline. And the discipline will also translate into developing your strategies, because you're going to be humbled by the market every time you make a mistake, and then you dissect it. But the documenting part, that's truly important. Good question. I really like that one. Would you scalp shorting right now? Hell no, Patrick. Patrick, I would not recommend scalping anything, because you missed your chance already. Okay, you missed your chance by the top right here. Like you had, bro, like 19 days to enter a short position. And we're so close to the golden ratio. Why are you going to try to catch the 5%, like the last 5% of a move of the possible 100? It makes no sense. You missed your chance. The timing is really bad now. I don't think that you should be going into a scalp. Zoltan, it's not bullish right now. There's not a single bullish sentiment. The 4-hour is not bullish at all. There's no bullishly diverging RSI. There's nothing that's bullish at all about this right now. The chandelier exit 4-hour is like literally just sitting there, right? The 3-hour is just reaching a resistance. There's nothing bullish about going to a long. If you want to go into a long, good luck, bro. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading some of your stuff here. Yeah, it's the shit, Room 6. I'm telling you, man. If I had somebody, Room 6 said this mental coaching is better than any TA. I agree, man. Like when I coach people like a lot of millionaires reach out to me. They're like, I need some coaching. And you know what I charge them? I don't do it to a lot of people, but man, I charge them $500 an hour. And this is the kind of stuff that I talk to them about, but of course, maybe a little bit more advanced. And then we really break down the strategies from a psychological perspective. It's not like it's so psychological trading. Like it's all about how strong you are mentally, in my opinion. Like that's how I'm really seeing it after 8 years. I don't know what ES is. Sorry, SA7. I only trade crypto. That's it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna bounce, guys. My pre-workout's kicking in. I'm like ready to lift some weights. So thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate. No, it's not. It's not a flat, Dan Tupikin. A flat is called a flat because wave A and C is close to each other. This is not a freaking flat. This is a parabolic move to the downside. Hey, Patrick Munich, I have a gym inside of my house. I built a gym. We have everything. We have like a movie theater room here with like a 120-inch projector. Like, it's a big house. It's a 3,000 square foot house, so it's pretty nice. Anyways, I'll catch you guys up later. Bye, and have a great day. And thanks for joining me this Sunday. I don't owe anybody a Bitcoin. Bam! Take care, everybody.